what is this part about? The evolutionary linguists succeeded in putting together the information of the origin of the PIE by searching for the earliest written records of Indo-European languages. And they were found in Iran and India. The texts found in Iran and India are examined to be around the origin, the beginning is examined to be around 12,000 BC. Okay? No, 1200. I'm sorry. And there was an even greater discovery, which was a previously unknown Indo-European language in Anatolia, in modern-day Turkey. So they found an unknown in Indo-European language in Anatolia. Where is Anatolia? Anatolia is the peninsula part of Turkey. Okay, this is Anatolia, all right, and it's surrounded by the Black Sea, Aegean Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea. And this consists of a plateau, which means a large area of high and flat land, all right? And there are very many mountains in it, and there are salty lakes inside. This is Anatolia. And the historic name of Anatolia is Asia Minor, right? Asia Minor. See this? Okay, so scholars call this language and people Hittites, all right? And their civilization was believed to have existed as far back as 1900 BC, so it's like 700 years before the languages of Iran and India. Okay. And the next step is to find some common words in a lot of Indo-European languages. Often the words for expressions such as numbers, family names, and animals are similar in Indo-European languages because they were shared in PIE. And then what they did was looked. I'm sorry. They looked for words that described certain human technological advancements, development, okay? And these were like, words were like gun, sword, wheel, and so on. The reason why they tried to look for the technological words was because a word like gun is different in almost all Indo-European languages because there were no guns when PIE was spoken. Do you understand? So there would be a time, a certain time in history when the PIE was branched off to other languages. And after that time, the words were made differently. Do you understand? Because there were no common spoken language after that. So, by looking for similarities in words that explained technological advances, the evolutionary linguists found out the definite time found for sure the time when PIE was spoken, and it was around 3000 BC. Established means to, if you establish that something is true, you discover something definite that it is true, right? So what is this part about? This part is about how the evolutionary linguists succeeded in finding out the origin of PIE, and that was to look for the earliest written records of Indo-European languages and texts of Indo-European languages in Iran and India suggests that they were written around 1200 BC, and there was a greater discovery of an unknown Indo-European language in Anatolia in modern-day Turkey. Scholars call this language and people Hittites, and their civilization is believed to have existed as far back as 1900 BC. And the next step was to find some common words in the Indo-European languages. Often the words such as numbers, family names, and animals are similar in Indo-European languages because they were all shared in PIE. Then what the linguists did was to look for the words that described certain human technological advancements. They were the words like gun, sword, wheel, and so on. And the word like gun is different in almost all Indo-European languages because there were no guns when PIE was spoken. And so, by looking for the similarities of the words about technological advances, evolutionary linguists found the definite time when PIE was spoken. It's somewhere around 3000 BC. Okay. So how can they do this? For example, if something like a wheel was used in PIE, then that's before the PIE was branched off. Okay, so you can say that at the time when wheels were used, the PIE was spoken. But if you say that guns, the word gun was not used, the PIE didn't have words like gun. That means the the guns appeared after the branching off of the PIE. Do you understand? So by looking at the words that the PIE has or doesn't have, you can guess when the PIE was used or branched off. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. And determining where the place, right, PIE was spoken was harder to prove. And there is still disagreement among scholars about this matter. PIE included words for geographical features and weather-related words such as snow, and it have been passed on in a lot of Indo-European languages. Geographical, what does that mean? It means how the features such as mountains, rivers, or towns or streets are arranged in a certain area, right? So, alright, let's go on. And the PIE speakers seemed not to depend on farming for a living, which suggests that they were nomadic people, and they depended on animals for survival, for their living. All right. What does nomadic mean? Nomadic means not having a fixed area for a living and traveling around. Do you understand? So the main idea that the evolutionary linguists had from this information is that PIE speakers came from an area in the steppes of modern day Russia. And this area is at the north of the Black Sea and the Caucasus Mountains. What is a steppe? Steppes are a large area of flat grassy land having no trees, and this is stretched from Eastern Europe across the south part of the former Soviet Union to Siberia. All right. And where's the Black Sea and the Caucasus Mountains? Let's see. If you look here, right, the steppes is this area, the Ukraine and in Russia mainly, steppes, okay? And it's above the Black Sea, which is here. And there's a mountain range, do you see here? A mountain range above Georgia and Azerbaijan, okay? At the north border of Georgia and Azerbaijan. And at the southwest part of Russia is this mountain range. This is the Caucasus Mountains, okay?